If you're planning a trip to Universal Studios, here's what we learned from our recent visit. What worked, what didn't work, and what we'll do differently next time to make sure we make the most of it. First of all, there are two ways that you can book your tickets to get into the park, either by using Klook or the Universal Studios website. We booked our tickets directly through the Universal Studios Japan website using our Australian credit card, and luckily we had no issues at all. We'd heard a lot of people say that their payments wouldn't go through, but for us, it worked fine. Our friends, though, had to book through Klook because their debit card wouldn't work. So if you're having trouble, it might be worth trying a credit card instead. Now onto Fast Passes. We chose the Fast 4 pass, but looking back, we really wish we'd gone the Fast 7. It honestly wasn't a massive price difference, and the waiting in lines eats so much of your time, and the extra passes would have made a huge difference in how much we got to experience. The absolute biggest mistake we made in this trip was booking our timed entry rides way too close together. We had Super Nintendo World at 11 and then Harry Potter at 1 p.m. Our theory in booking this was that we would get our timed entries over and done with and then have the rest of the day to explore, but we really wish we hadn't have done this. Unfortunately, when we got off the ride at Super Nintendo World, it was around 11:30 and all the wait times on all the other rides were around an hour and a half, and we still had to walk over to Harry Potter World. So we knew that we just weren't going to make it, and therefore we had to leave Super Nintendo World. Once you leave Super Nintendo World, you cannot get back in unless you go on the app and book another time slot. They are almost fully exhausted by this time. Actually booked the final hour of the day to get back in. However, the ride wait times were still an hour and a half. This meant that we missed out on the brand new Donkey Kong ride, which sucked so much and we were so upset about, but is half the reason why we're actually going back to the park. So if we had our time over again, my pro tip would be to start at Super Nintendo World first up in the morning and finish off the day at Harry Potter World in the evening. Super Nintendo rides still had really long wait times in the evening, but over in Harry Potter World, some of the rides were down to 15 minutes. We rode the Forbidden Journey, and honestly, it was one of the best rides I've ever been on. Like, YouTube it, it's freaking amazing. That was down to 30 minutes from the whopping 130-minute wait during the day. Plus seeing Harry Potter World lit up at night with the castle and having butterbeer, it was just so magical. So definitely do that at nighttime.